Welcome back. It's a momentous day here on Journey Through Eorzea. As always, I'm your host, Man with Hat, Tiberius Fox. We are in the Rising Stones in Mordona. We are kicking off Stormblood today. 4 new game for the thing. With the vaunted Warrior of Light, that's me, marching beside them, the men and women of the Eorzean Alliance prepare to liberate Alamigo, a land conquered by the Garlean Empire 20 years ago. Meanwhile, in the Far East, the freedom fighters of the fallen nation of Doma struggle to rekindle the fires of their hope in their countrymen. So we'll be doing that. I'm pretty excited about this one for various reasons. So, some context. Back when Stormblood launched, if Realm Reborn is the introduction, right? We play the introduction, and let's say that Heaven's Ward was what hooks me, right? Stormblood is the one that I actually got hyped for, right? So we got the trailer. You know what? Let's just make this a thing. Let's quickly cut to we'll do the trailer again. And I will, as an effort to, make it cool, I will talk over it. Please don't be mad at me. And then we'll continue on. Play me a story. No. The music, I remember getting me super hyped. It's just like this oomph, right? It makes it feel very epic, right? It's not the slow burn that Heaven's Ward was, necessarily. Where, dudes wandering in on the snow, and we're refugees, and that sort of thing. Nah, man. Or giant statues and waterfalls and triumphant music, and yeah, we're going. That's the kind of vibe I get, right? And then, of course, you got me, basically, and Lyse up here practicing. I did not realize... I feel stupid. At the time, I didn't realize this was Lyse at the very first. I was just like, who's this lady dancing? Because it'd been so long that I'd forgotten that Lyse was a thing. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Right before the end, she revealed herself. Completely forgot about it. I still haven't leveled Monk at all, but I respect the hustle for Monk. But I like this little spar thing we got going on up here. It makes Monk feel really powerful, right? I will say, the cutscenes in Final Fantasy XIV never make you feel weak, right? You never see them like, man, that class is obviously dumb and weak. Look how fast and hard she hits. But you're like, I'm such a Chad. Hand-to-hand combat, so much just T-Rexing the water, right? And they got Alamigo, and they're all getting ready. But we're fighting so hard up there, it's pulsing the entire area. And it immediately gives you a sense of scale of the area, right? Where you're at, what's going on, kind of. You're next to the desert, in almost like a hidden oasis sort of thing. I remember this whole thing where they come toward each other, they're gonna punch each other in the face, and they'll gonna kiss right in there a little bit. And then you go, wait a minute. I remember this, I go, wait a minute, what's going on? I don't understand. That's where we are. What are we looking at, right? And then it's okay, Garlemald's up there. And then that was when I first realized how far away Garlemald was, right? I had no idea Garlemald was that far. And then I was I couldn't read that. Now I know that's Othard, right? And I was like, Othard, okay. And you kind of get used to reading the letters a little bit. But then it's it spikes up and you're like, wait, what? What's going on? And that's when I realized we're not going to one place, really. We're going to 2 places, which is crazy. I apologize if this is loud. It's mixing for cutscenes. I don't know if I don't have it turned down. But we gotta go to Kugane! We got all sorts of dudes with samurai swords, like old school Japan. And then you're there, suddenly I'm here, also, and my hair has grown out. And I'm absolute Chad. Samurai's so cool. This debut might be the coolest debut of all the classes they give you. I mean, Dark Knight's pretty good, stuff like that, but the Samurai's just so good. This single-handedly almost made me pick up Samurai. That's how cool this was at the time. I did play Samurai. I got it leveled up 10 levels. I think it started at 50, and I got it to 60-something. Well, where he like that whole thing where he smashes the whole thing. I was like, oh, it's so cool. I love little flourishes like that. It kind of reminds me of like when I used to play, what was it? Twilight Princess. If you like push the thing after you killed an enemy, he like swing the sword and then put it back in the hilt like that. I would do that on purpose all the time, playing that. Oh my gosh, Kugane Tower. Yeah. Man, I gotta say, I have only successfully climbed to the Kugane Tower maybe like 5 or 6 times. I have still, there's that jump to hit the one thing. I still haven't gotten it. Still haven't gotten to the thing. What you call it? I can't think what it's called. And then of course you got, you know, Gosetsu and Yugiri. This is their time, right? Is that post up there just floating in the air? I think it's just floating in the air. But yeah, no, it was absolute hype. I was really excited for this. And then you get to the end and you get to the title screen and it's got the percussion, right? This, with like the little fire and everything. Oh, the hype. I can't tell you how hyped I was. I gotta say that I am slightly, okay, so everyone talks about Stormblood being like the worst expansion, you know, before Dawn Trail. So I'm excited to see, like, will Stormblood hold up to what I remember it being good? Like, actually, like, enjoyable? Or is it going to be like a slog, like as bad as Dawn Trail, and I just didn't remember. So I'll be excited to see how that plays out. So without that out of the way, first thing I noticed, by the way, is that Philomene seems to be gone. Now we got FME. I don't know. I mean, I kind of remember FME, whatever. But yeah, we got all our, you know, usual jams over here, and people around. But I don't see Philomene anywhere. You know, you got Riol and Tartaro over there talking. You got Isildur. I kind of remember him, and Home and all them. But I don't see her, and she's always been behind the bar. So, either way, let's see what Alphino has. Let's kick off our trying to liberate Alamigo. He seems to be deep in thought. So, Alphino is a man with a great deal on his mind. So it seems. Let's see what he's got to say.
The question is, how will the Empire respond to the disappearance of Omega and the Primal? Oh, I didn't see you there. Forgive me. Word from Baelsar's wall is proving long in the coming, and my mind cannot help but stray to grim places.
Alphino, a message from the Alliance.
It's about time. Pray summon the others at once.
So the first thing I noticed about this is Alphino, I don't know if the guy who voice acted him has like been practicing in his off time or whatever, but he's got a lot more I don't know, substance to his presence in his voice acting. He's not kind of just reading his lines and doing anything and like, oh wow. He's like immediately like tell him at once. Like there's more. He's trying to play it a little more emotionally than he had before, at least to me anyway.
Yes, sir.
Because it seems like this is the second expansion for him, right? So this is now that we've not just the first time we've been on the job. This is now the second one, so we really got to start like fleshing out the performance a little bit.
General Uldin reports that his forces have secured the breach in Baelsar's wall.
And what of the Primal and Omega?
There is still no sign of either at this time. He writes that they will begin a more thorough investigation shortly. And, as expected, he wishes to petition the aid of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
Can you even imagine? How surprising.
As expected.
The Alliance's decision to capture a part of Baelsar's wall is open to interpretation.
The wall serves to demarcate Imperial territory, Alamigo included, from the rest of Eorzea. To an observer, the Alliance's actions could be seen as a prelude to invasion.
Indeed. And the Alliance leaders have no wish to be branded invaders.
You're saying they won't fight for Alamigo? Even after everything that's happened?
I think it's pretty clear that they don't want to get involved. The thing I don't understand is, how does Ida not, or, Lyse, how does Lyse not understand at this point? After as long as she's been around, and noticing what the leaders of the Eorzean city-states do, that they're like, oh yeah, they don't want to get involved in war. Can you even imagine? They're always getting in fights with everybody. They don't want to do that. But she's like, oh, I can't believe they wouldn't do that. They don't want to go fight for your random little country, dude. They don't want to do that. What's the surprising part of that?
Not without the consent of her people, no. Make no mistake, Lyse. The Alliance is in complete agreement that the Empire must be purged from Eorzea. However, they will not set foot in Gyr Abania until they have formally secured the consent and cooperation of the Alamegan opposition.
They would have us act as intermediaries.
Precisely. The Scions are uniquely qualified to serve in this capacity. That is to say, Lyse's, given her personal connection to the Resistance. Who better than you to broker an agreement between the Alliance and the people of Alamigo? Assuming you are willing, of course.
Of course I am. You know I'd like nothing more.
As for who should accompany you on said diplomatic mission, I had a mind to volunteer myself.
Well, that covers the talking part. But you just know there'll be trouble along the way. Are you available?
You know, lady, I just so happen to be. And may I add, decked out in my most fabulous ninja garb and ninja class. So we've now transitioned from Viper into ninja, and I have my Bozjan weapons with me because I did the Bozjan. I did Bozjan for this one and for the Red Mage because I actually like the way the weapons look. As if you have to, I gotta say that. I can't leave her hanging like that. Come on.
Thanks. It means a lot knowing you'll be there.
I too shall accompany you. Such endeavors are seldom hampered by a surfeit of healers.
Good point. Allow me to offer my services as well.
I have spent quite enough time here of late, so I'll be coming. But we will need someone to keep an eye on things. I trust you have no objections?
None, my lady. Gladly shall I continue to serve as caretaker of the Waking Sands, and there keep watch for signs of primal and Ascian activity both.
She is still holding all that stuff against him. She's like, yeah, you can stay here and watch stuff, right? It's like, oh, man, lady, calm down. Don't cheerlead for me,
As capable
but
as my learned friend undoubtedly is, there are some troubles that may prove too much for a single scion, on account of which I mean to stay.
It is settled then. Let us each see to our preparations.
he sounds weird there. I don't know, something about that performance right there. For preparations, you know, it's like, what? I'm gonna be paying more attention to the voice acting this time, because it's like, it's a little off-putting. Like, by the time Shadowbringers comes up, the voice acting is very, like, everything's kind of where it's supposed to be, right? But I can't 100% say that for this. You know what I mean? At least so far, but we'll see.
Ready, my friend?
Yeah, I thought we already discussed this. I look forward to, after all that time, practicing
Well
playing
then.
Viper.
Tataru, I leave the rising stones in your capable hands.
Don't worry, Alphino. I'll see that the place is still standing when you come back.
Mistress Y'shtola has unfolded all. You are bound for Girabania?
Aye. The Alliance would have us make contact with the Alamegan resistance as soon as possible.
It begins then. As soon it shall in Doma, if the gods are good. 'Tis but a pity it must be now. I am sorry that we shall not be present to fight beside you in the battles to come.
You have stood with us countless times, Lady Yugiri. Pray do not apologize.
Then let us thank you instead. You and yours stood with us from the first, when we came to this land as refugees in search of sanctuary. Loath am I to think what might have become of my people, had you not extended to us the hand of friendship. We will never forget. This I solemnly swear.
Much has changed since first you set foot on these shores. Revenant's Toll stands as a testament to that. I'm sure your people will manage in your absence.
Indeed. They have built a new home for themselves and no longer need me to shepherd them. The time has come for Kozetsu and I to return to our master, to our home.
I know how you feel. It's time I went home too.
Though our battlefields be 1,000 mounds apart, our purpose is one. Let all men hearken to the clarion call of freedom, of liberation, from Eorzea to the far east, that they may rise up and cast down the curse of Garlemald.
Take care, you hear me? When all of this is over, we're going to celebrate. Together. Just you wait.
I should like that very much. Fare you well.
I can't think that my shoes are very supportive, you know what I mean? They don't look very supportive. That's just like a stupid random thing I noticed. A 1,000 malms apart and yet united in purpose. Let us pray both our endeavors meet with success. Shall we then? Wait, not just yet. I knew I'd forgotten something important. Lyse, could you come with me? Oh gosh, she's gonna give her new clothes. Okay. Me? What, now? Alright then, if you insist. She got a new drip. It's better than the drip she gave me. That's not bad. It's maximum midriff. She's got some... taking some pointers from Minfilia. Show off mad midriff. And the armor-plated leggings. I never get over those. What do you think? As you can see, I designed it to be light and loose, of outfit tailor-made for the needs of a skilled fighter like Lyse. Your work never ceases to impress. Much more of this, and I may have to stop introducing you as a science receptionist and start referring to you as our preeminent seamstress. It's lovely, Tataru. Thank you. I feel like I could take on a legion. I'm glad you like it, and with that, I'll delay you no longer. Safe travels. Cat, what do you want? Sorry, my cat's just like being super adamant. What? No. Then onward, to Girabania. Our first stop will be Amaris Spire in the Shroud. Man, I feel like I've been there a lot recently. Yes, Poppy. You guys all love you. I hope you guys have cats. I hope you love your cats. Even if they're being obnoxious. Ugh. Needs to chill out in his chair and calm down. Alright, anyway, what I was going to say is, after all that time I spent... I kept waiting for them to finish so I could actually, like, talk, and it just kept having more and more cutscene. Anyway, I was gonna say, after all that time, I, like, kind of at least pseudo-practiced how to play Viper. Granted, it wasn't that hard to play when, you know, I only had, like, up to level 60. But that's neither here nor there. I've played Ninja a lot more. It's the first melee class I ever really played, as I mostly just played Bard for everything. You know, because I'm a Bard main, but, you know, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, so I'll be alright. Although I don't... If there's been any changes to Ninja, I don't know about any of them, because I haven't played... Well, I'm like 90, so you can tell I haven't played at least since Endwalker, so... It's been a bit. Although, again, 90, whatever, it doesn't matter. All are present and accounted for. When you are ready, my friend, pray inform the officer that we wish to proceed into Girabania. I totally forgot about this, by the way, one time. I was trying to figure out... I had to go backwards to figure out where I popped out in Eorzea. Because I couldn't remember. Ah, the signs of the Seventh Dawn. We were told to expect you. Shall I summon someone to escort you to the wall? Castermorians? Alright. I wonder, I gotta remember if we actually get a narrator. I don't think we do. But if we do, I'll be pleasantly surprised. Because, like, up to this point, it's like, Casey, you're only over there. And now suddenly we have this whole, you know, map that we're aware of. But I really do think they lost out on something by not having it narrated like they did in Heavensward, you know what I mean? There was something about that brought, like, a little bit more gravitas for the story.
I remember crossing
here we
the
go.
border, standing in Girabania once more. Me and my fellow scions, the warrior of light among us.
I admit, I just didn't remember that she was even doing it. I thought they just dropped it, but I was wrong.
Behind us, Baelsar's wall cutting the land in two. Freedom on one side, tyranny on the other.
Oh no! Mr. Garlemald, tear down this wall.
Tyranny and the promise of a new beginning. But one that could only be bought with flames and blood.
I'm not saying Lyse's, narration is bad, but I don't... Oh, there it is. Title card. I don't feel like her performance and, like, everything has as much gravitas as, like, either, ARR with Louisoix or Heavensward with Edmund, or even, Papalymo for the little bit that he did, which I felt stupid for not realizing it was Papalymo, but, it's whatever. Let's go talk to Rauban. I remember getting here and being, like, so excited. I'm like, oh, I'm in a new place. Because, like, Heavensward almost felt like a place that was just, like, a little extension of where you were. This actually felt like a new place, you know what I mean? Greetings, Scions. On behalf of the Eorzea Alliance, I welcome you to the Castrum Orients. Thank you, General. We are relieved to hear that your forces secured the wall without incident. Had the Imperials made any attempt to retake the Castrum since then? None. Save for a few skirmishes between our scouts and their patrols, we've had barely any contact with them, but we all know it's only a matter of time before things escalate. As if attacking Baelsar's wall wasn't enough, Ilberd summoned a primal right on their doorstep, and Garlemald is not like to let such shows of defiance go unanswered. 'Twas a declaration of war, even if it was not Ilberd's to make, and now we are bound by it. For weal or for woe, the Scions stand ready to serve, General. What would you ask of us? As stated in my message, the Alliance will not proceed without the support and cooperation of the Alamegan people. We would have you serve as our emissaries to make contact with the Resistance. Consider it done, General. We won't let you down, I swear. Then I'll leave you to it. Godspeed. Sid Garland? Huh. Of all the caster in the world, you walk into mine. Master Garland, what brings you here? A certain missing Allegan weapon in the Draconic Primal. Omega and Shinryu, I think the shinobi called it. Anyway, we've been studying the trail of the destruction, hoping it might lead us somewhere, which has singularly failed to do. Then it is Omega fell to Earth-occupied territory, meaning it may already be in Imperial hands. Even so, it bears repeating that we engage the stasis systems. Assuming the command was received and executed successfully, the weapon will be no use to them. Assuming. We should hurry up and find it regardless. So they're introducing the Raid series, like, early, like, right? Because the Raid series is Omega. So it's kind of interesting in that regard. So I'm thinking we probably will end up doing Omega just because they talk about it in the main story, right? So it's not like an ancillary thing that just kind of happens, like, it's not the Alliance raids or something like that, right? Where it's just like a thing that happens. It's actually, they reference it in the main story, and it's like an offshoot, but it's a reference, right? So then we probably should. Anyway, all the more reason to reach out to the Resistance. If you want to press on into Girabania, we'll need their blessing. Everyone's counting on us. Let us not waste any more time talking. Alright, we've all nodded, that means it's time to go. Oh, there it is. I always like that the little, at the end, little quest things, they always have, like, the little, like, whatever section of the game you're in, right? So that was, like, the Stormblood one, da-da-da-da-da, that sort of thing, so. As you've probably heard, there are plenty of factions in the Resistance, so I'm taking us to see the one with the most influence. Their headquarters is located at a place called Ralger's Reach, an old temple to the east of here, across the Velodano River. I learned the route and should allow us to avoid Imperial patrols. Stick with me and we'll be there before you know it. Alright, and as we all know, the rules are we don't fly except for thing. Actually, you know what? Let's get Mjolnir out here. And then do another one. I don't think those are real people, I'm pretty sure. Yep, mountain grizzlies. So we don't fly until we actually go through an area at least once. So that way it keeps it somewhat like, because you can't ever actually grab all of the, you know, the spots or whatever. You can't grab all the things immediately. And besides, there's no point. Like, you having to check in anyway, so. Still with me? Good. From here, we'll head to the northeast toward the river. The water's not too deep, so we won't have to swim. We're going that way? Okay. Mount. Yeah, one thing I will say about this area, the thing that bothered me is you come to this area, right, and then you push in, and then it just, like, never really matters again. Or maybe I'm misremembering it, but to me, that's the one thing I thought, is, like, you're in this area, and it's a war-torn area, like, you get crashed, like, flying stuff, and, like, dead people, and spears, and all sorts of stuff, and you're like, whoa, there's obviously a battle here. And then, it's just nothing, right? Like, that was one of the biggest missteps in this expansion initially, at least as I recall, right? Got some temple type thing over there. I don't see any soldiers. Good, let's cross. Like people in your thigh-high boots. Kryle's gonna get swept away. You're wondering about the tower to the south? Oh, it's got a flag. It's part of Castrum Volodina. That's why the Imperials call the old bridge after they fortified. I call it the great big eyesore. Honestly, if you can see that rotten banner from absolutely Malms away. They never miss a chance to rub our noses in it, do they? Come on, we should keep moving. Alright. Mjolnir, let's chuck the wagon and float it, so to speak. Alright. That's a big turkey vulture thing there. Lesser Gagana. But yeah, I remember how hyped I was to be in this area. I was like, oh my gosh, it's a new place, a desert. But like I said, the biggest problem with this area is they just didn't do a lot with it, this particular area. There's not a lot happening. It's just kind of empty. There's monsters and stuff, but like, I don't recall a lot of quests happening here. You're here for what is realistically like a pretty short amount of time. I will be pleasantly surprised if I am wrong. Alright, let me look at the map, make sure I'm going the right way. Okay, so it looks like we gotta go that way. It's just like I didn't see, like, I was expecting to just kind of follow a path, and then spoiler, I didn't get to follow a path, so. Let's go. Oh, okay, there's the road. I'm just dumb and I didn't see it. We're here. On the other side of this pass is Ralgar's Reach. So you say, but all I see is rocks. I presume there's some sort of trick to this. Indeed, a glamour. Good eye, Yshtolva. I take it they have a talented mage in their ranks, or perhaps an artificer trained in modification of glamour prisms? Something like that. The important thing is that it fools the Garleans. Oh, and before we go in, I don't know if Taro told you this, but my friend Nago, the messenger who came to the Rising Stones, is a member of this faction. So they know us, and they shouldn't attack us on sight. That said, there can be a bit jumpy, so let me lead the way, and, don't go reaching for your weapons or anything. I haven't even fought anything in this expansion so far. So, I mean, you know. And with a sprinkle of demasking dust, it's all laid bare. Alright, so, enter Ralgar's Reach. Fine, I'll leave all of you behind. I won't feel bad about it at all. Girabania, Ralger's Reach. Now you do go in here a moderate amount. But see what I'm saying? Like, we got through and we got to Ralger's Reach, and then, like, I don't recall ever really going back there except for, like, for a second. You know what I mean?
I remember the old stories. How the Breaker of Worlds came down from on high and cleft the earth with a single blow. Ralger's Reach, a holy place, and a fitting home for the Resistance, for the brave and the true, the loyal sons and daughters of Alamigo. They were waiting for us there, men and women whose souls still cried out for what was lost, for what could be ours again.
I recognize that dude. I don't remember anything else about him, I just recognize that dude. Conrad. Hello, Conrad. You'll forgive us our precautions, but we couldn't be sure who had crossed the barrier. We see you now for who you are, though. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Not that I know you would have come all this way unless you had something important to discuss, and I'm eager to hear what you have to say. But let's not do this on our doorstep, eh? Come with me. I also remember when this place was popping off, like, you know, because this was the endgame city. I thought it'd be somewhere in Kugane, and people do hang out in Kugane. But people would just, like, of course, you see, have all these, you know, shops and stalls and stuff that people have, you know, token exchanges and what have you. And then if you go, is it over there, I think? Yeah, if I recall, it's over here. There's all, like, the end raid exchanges and stuff, you know what I mean? And then menders. You know, I should probably talk to the menders, make sure my stuff is repaired. Let's see where we're at. Repair. Equipped. I'll just repair everything, I guess. I'm really surprised, but I just pushed that button because I thought it'd be fast. It's somehow taking longer, so that's interesting. Okay, there you go. That was a lot longer than it should have been, but whatever. Anyway, but yeah, so you got over in here. I know Jessie was here for a while. I don't know if she is now, but like right now, there are people. Must be because I'm in New Game Plus. There's nobody behind like any of the stalls or whatever. I know later you come right in here and there's like a whole shop here, but right now it's all kitted out with cannons, which I didn't remember this at all, so that's kind of cool that I happen to look over here. You got like a book area and supplies and all that stuff. But yeah, so this was like, you know, the end city. So people were all hanging out there all the time. But that's neither here nor there. Let's go talk to, I remember it's up here at the top of the ridge, which even this, I know I came back here a few times, but not like a ton of times. Oh, thankfully, Palico and I will do it. We will run through the dusty trail to get where we need to go. We're all sparring. Another giant table. And somebody's here. Mammoteer Dulcet Bramble. Level 88 lurker standing here for some reason.
Allow me to welcome you once more to Ralger's Reach, our humble headquarters. My name is Conrad Kemp, and I have the dubious honor of overseeing operations here.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Master Kemp. I am Alphino Leveilleur of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, as are my comrades. Before I speak of our purpose here, pray allow me to thank you for sheltering Lyse, and Papalimo at great risk to yourselves.
Do you know what I think it is? I'm just listening to his voice. You know what I think it is? He's more nasally than he was before. Like, maybe I'm crazy, but I feel like that's true. If you listen to him, his voice has got more of a nasally quality to it than it did last time in Heaven's Ward.
No, there's no need for that. They risked their necks for us enough times. 'Twas the least we could do.
I wanted to, I mean, about the mask and...
Ah, don't fret over that. You're not the first person to take up arms against the Empire under a false name. We'd do the same if we had any sense. My condolences for your loss, child.
Papalimo laid down his life to save us, to give us a chance to make a better future for ourselves.
I'm still kind of feel bad. They did, I mean, noble sacrifice, yes, but also, like, just kind of felt like they wrote him out of the story immediately. Like, yep, he gave up his life, sorry. You know what I mean? He went away for almost the entirety of Heaven's Ward, came back, and then died. So, like, I just feel like that was just a real loss, you know what I mean?
There will never be a better time to drive the Garleans from our lands. But we have to take the lead on this. We can't leave it to fanatics like Ilberd.
More than a few of our people were taken in by his promises. Followed him all the way to the wall. Good men and women who never came back. When Monago told us what had happened, how the bastard had made sacrifices of them for his twisted ritual, by Rolger it filled me with an unholy fury. But what's done is done. Best we can do now is see that it wasn't all in vain.
That is why we are here today, sir. To see that some good comes of this tragedy. On behalf of the Eorzean Alliance, we do hereby extend a formal offer of military assistance to the Alamegan resistance.
Do you now? Well, go on then. I'm sure there's more to it than that. So that's the way of it, eh? The Alliance, hoping to avoid a direct confrontation with the superior forces of the Empire, wishes to engage them by proxy with our vastly inferior ones.
Everyone likes a good proxy war, am I right?
My comrades and I must confer on your proposal. A moment, if you please.
Of course, Master Kemp. Take all the time you require.
I forgot I was in first person. Alright. See what Alphino's got to say. Let's figure it out. So, it would seem we find ourselves at a surfeit of free time. Forgive me. You could be free to look around Ralger's Reach. In fact, I would encourage you to do so. It'll give you a better grasp of our current circumstances. Thank you, Master Kemp. I believe we will do just that. He's got like little spark plugs on his back there. Let us make the most of this opportunity and assess the Resistance's capabilities. Free to poke our noses wheresoever we like, eh? I like the sound of that. Well, we already know this place inside and out. I can show you around if you like, Tiberius. Yeah, sure. Great, let's get started. Even though I already kind of peeked around, I don't mind getting Lyse's tour. You know one of the other big things, by the way, it was brand new at the time. We'll get there, I'll show you. Oh, wait, hang on, what do we got this guy? What's this guy is all about? He's got like little wing things on his back. Level 100 Sage, I want my own Real Housewife tagline. Okay, that's a weird thing, but sure. I'll bet you think the Resistance is mostly made up of Alamegan Highlanders like me, but the truth is that we don't even have that count for half. We've got Hellsguard from all the way over in the spine in here, and plenty of Seekers of the Sun like Nago. There's even some Beastmen, well, Beastwomen I suppose, like the one over there. She's an Ananta. They've been with us for a while now. Well, one of the smaller factions has. The rest of them won't have anything to do with us. We're no different from the Garleans to them. They keep to themselves, spending all their time crafting. Ananta make the most amazing jewelry, by the way. They use their magics to twist metals and crystals into shapes you wouldn't believe. It's a pity people hardly ever go to see their work, but then most don't even know they exist. That's enough about them anyway. Let's take a close look at the statue of Thralgar, shall we? You mean the giant, massive superstructure there? Yeah. But anyway, what I was going to say is we got to go over there in a second. But this was the hype at the time, was you could go out here and you could swim, and that was big, right? Because you could swim finally. And then not only that, you could, let's see, I think I've got, I know I've got it. Hang on. Where is it? People who play the game already know this, but just roll with me. It's water flip? I don't think I can do that in there, because that's there. Hang on, it's here somewhere. Give me a second. I could just like type for it, but I'm a terrible human being and I don't want to do that. Let's see. You know what? We'll type it in. We'll type it in. There it is. But yeah, this was the thing. You'd come in here and there'd be like at least one person in here floating at all times. In fact, you know what? We gotta add that to favorites. There, now I don't have to worry about finding it later. But yeah, you'd find at least one person floating in the water in here at all times. Maybe a few. Just hanging out. They're probably talking to each other, you know? But that's neither here nor there. Let's go out and continue our tour with Lyse. Hoping we get into some combat soon, because I want to start brushing up on my ninja skills. I get my Naruto run going and stuff like that. Pretty awe-inspiring, isn't it? The Breaker of Worlds who guided our ancestors to these lands all those centuries ago. Ida used to tell me a story of Story Nights. She wanted me to understand, to remember. At the end of the Fifth Astral Era, when the waters rose higher and higher, people all across Eorzea beseeched the heavens for a sign, and lo, a burning star appeared in the eastern sky, and led the way amongst these mountains of Girabania. They who were saved by his grace pledged to honor and revere him, to devote themselves to great works within and without. A storm of blood approaches fast, hell's open, heavens weep, for no one soul doth lie beyond the measure of his reach. That last part was inscribed on the stone by a monk of the Fist of Rhalgr. Ida explained it to me. A day will come, bring strife and sorrow, that none may escape. Waste not these precious hours, but in quiet preparation make strong the body and mind. I don't know if the storm of blood is finally upon us, but if it is, I have to believe that everything we've been through, everything that has led us to this point, will see us through to the end. Ah, sorry, that was a bit melodramatic, wasn't it? Let's keep moving, shall we? Off to the infirmary. The only thing that's paradoxical is Lyse is like a completely different character than Ida, but at the same time, it doesn't. She feels new and old at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, I know Ida or Lyse, even though Lyse is a different character. Also, can we just talk purple chocobos, by the way? Purple chocobo combat. Yeah, my chocobo has those little cufflink things on its feet. That was just because of how hyped I was for this area. But, you know, whatever. That's fine. This is the infirmary, as you can probably tell. Here's where the resistance healers patch up the wounded and tend to the sick. No matter how carefully we planned our operations, casualties were inevitable. It's a sad thing to think about, but it's also important to remember the cost, as Conrad would say. We should go. I'll show you the Aetheryte Plaza next. Alright. Sprint. I have my little tattered cape thing going on. You know, crazy talk, right? Like, there's the thing up there, like, you come in, and then, like, you come across, and I understand they have, like, a little walkway, but I feel like there should just be, like, a small bridge right here. Like, see where the walkway is here? And it goes across, and then there's kind of like like, you could tell there used to be, like, a plaza here, obviously, at one point. They should just, like, you know, just build, like, a small footbridge. I don't know, over the water. I'm gonna be anal about it, that's right. I don't care. When you've seen one Aetheryte, you've seen them all, right? Not quite. This one's an older design, dating back decades, and when the Fist of Rhalgr was still here. It may look a little bit different, but it works just as well as any other. I'll show you where the settlers are... Settlers are next. But don't forget to attune to the Aetheryte before we go. Well, don't worry, I've already done that, like, I don't know, like 10 years ago. Or however many years ago. I don't know. It's 2015, so it's like probably 2015, 2016. I don't know exactly what year. I think it says 2016, so about 10 years ago, yeah. 10 years ago. This keeps being 10 years ago. Eventually it won't be. Arms, armor, potions, you name it. These folks have got it. The Resistance would be in a bad way without the brave merchants to keep it provisioned. If you're short on anything or need something repaired, these are the people to speak to. Oh, and Alphino and Lyse are here. Why don't we see how they're getting on? We talk right in front of them as though they're not there. Don't mind us just talking in front of you as though you're not here. Come to take measure of our friendly neighborhood merchants. They're a bold lot, that much is plain. If the Imperials found out that they were peddling in their wares to the Resistance, they would be lucky to escape with their lives. 'Tis a gamble, I admire their courage, but their motives could hardly be said to be altruistic. Ah, here you are. I've been looking all over for you. We finished discussing your proposal, and we're ready to receive you all back at the tent. I've sent someone to fetch your stolen criles, so if you'd like to follow me. Alright. We're here to help. Well, we'll think about it. Take a proxy roller or take a nothing, you know what I mean? They're not getting involved, so the sooner you just accept it, the better off you'll be. Just saying. You either want liberation or you don't. Also, I'm like at least like 2 armies on my own. Let's be real.
Thank you all for waiting. We have reached a consensus. I, Conrad Kemp, do hereby accept the Eorzean Alliance's proposal. You must understand, however, that our cooperation comes with certain caveats.
Those caveats being...
I take no joy in this, just so you know. Were it within my power, I'd offer you more assistance. But the Resistance is far more fragmented than you realize. The men and women in my care belong to but one of many factions. Simply put, I can only speak for the people of Rolga's Reach. Now, I have every intention of appealing to the others, and I expect many will agree. But it will take time, and I cannot guarantee universal support.
Understood. I shall see that the Alliance is under no misapprehensions as to your position.
Much obliged. But that's not the whole of it. As you can imagine, the loss of those who cast their lot with the Griffin left us short on numbers. Some of our most trusted veterans died at the wall, and we've had to fill their posts with the young and inexperienced. Frankly, everything's in a right bloody mess.
Oh, we'd be more than happy to help you get back on your feet. If we're going to work together, we'll be doing ourselves a favor.
Well, there's no shortage of work to be done, that's for sure. We're in dire need of new blood, too.
Ishtola and I could lend a hand in the infirmary. From what I saw, they could do with a few more healers.
Very well. I, for my part, shall return to the Rising Stones. I'm certain there are others among the Scions who would welcome the opportunity to fight for Alamegan liberation.
If you want to fight, just like point me in the direction of the bad guys, and I'll take care of it. All right? Like you guys can be the support structure, but like let me be the hammer of the. You know, I'll be the head of the hammer strike, and then you guys just like chill out.
I had something else in mind for you lot. Monargo and Mefrid will tell you more.
Understood. We won't let you down.
I'm gonna get hanging out with just a bunch of women, which is a double-edged sword. Because they're cute, but they're also all women. Ugh. Alright. Right then. Nago and Mefrid are to be our keepers. Knowing not of what they require, one task is as good as the other. Make your choice, Tiberius. I'm making a choice. What choice am I making? Your Aether Compass may now use me. Yep, I already did that, so don't worry about that. And that means I could fly if I wanted to. Alright, so Nago or Mefrid? What does he have to say? So, Mefrid, can I help wonder if you remember who he is? I don't. Well, I guess I'm accepting it. I didn't mean to do that, but we're going with Mefrid. Let's go. I was actually going to go with Nago, but whatever. At the risk of repeating myself, it's still hard for me to believe that we'd met again here, of all places. I do remember the name, though I reckon you probably don't remember me after all this time, eh? Well, you see. Yeah. My memory's terrible. No, it was a lifetime ago. There's no need to apologize. But know that down in Quarry Mill, we didn't forget about you, nor the lives you saved. As for me, I went to Little Alamigo while Galleon was recovering. Gundabald was my former commander and old friend, and I had a lot in mind. In the end, I decided to disband our unit. I told the men to live their lives if they saw fit. Some chose to remain in Little Alamigo, and others went to Ul'dah for work. But as you can see, I chose to come back to Girabania and join Conrad and the others. I've kept busy since then, ferrying people and provisions across the border and back. It's not been easy, but it's been fulfilling. Today, however, we'll be heading east into the peaks. Conrad thinks we might have luck finding new recruits in the village of Algana. Algana? If you're going there, you're taking me with you. Ah, that's right. You're from Algana, aren't you, Lyse? By all means, we welcome you to the company. There'll be more to it than just asking around, but we can talk about it on the way. Make your preparations and meet me at the tunnel to the peaks. That's fine. As long as it gets me into fighting, man. I don't know which one gets me into fighting more. I can't ask Nago now, so we'll go, I assume, and do that when we get back. We're gonna go. Yeah, I don't mind Lyse, really. She's fine. She's a little less bubbly than when she was Ida, but, you know, what are you gonna do? Oh, machinations. This tunnel will take us all the way to the peaks. We're on a mission for Conrad to Algana. Clear the barricade if you would. Aye, sir. Shouldn't take more than a moment. There are more villages there than out here, but also more Imperials keeping a close eye on things. We'll need to tread carefully. I wanted to point out something interesting I noticed. Is this stance that Lyse is doing? This little, like, soft-footed, like, kind of half stance thing she's doing? It's interesting, albeit impractical, but, you know. Let's go to the peaks and hope that the Imperials try to fight me so that I can beat them up and then laugh at their corpses on the floor. Are we gonna get an introduction?
I remember the peaks of Girabania, silent watchmen that would stand long after we were gone. We came seeking allies to join us in the fight against the Empire. People who had had enough. People who had suffered every possible indignity, who had been treated like animals, day after day after day.
Fake rock disappear. They definitely changed the model for how, I feel like, for how Lyse walks too. She tries to walk more elegantly. They tried to make her like seem more elegant because she's like a fighter on her feet, right? And now she's like lighter. She's not wearing the mask and everything. So they're trying to make her more like feminine, that whole thing. We have a glamour in place here too, as you may have noticed. So far as the Imperials are concerned, there is not more than a testament to the savage impulses of a lesser race. Remember though, once we leave these ruins, we'll have no glamours to conceal us. The village is to the east. Keep watch for the patrols as we move. I keep misreading things, I don't know why. Alright. Man, every time I do them in the random, I just keep getting Turtle, man. If Turtle was like 7, I'd be like rolling high, I'll tell you what. So this place is cool. It's a bit cloudy right now, but it's not that bad. The last forest? The last one. Alright. Alright, meet up here at the crossroads. Narrate Imperial in sight. That's a mercy. Alagana is due east, past the bridge. Follow me. It's not much further. Alright. Mjolnir, let's go. I know he's not, but he seems faster. Frightened villager. Sorry, frightened villager. I got things to do. I can't be bothered. Somebody fight me. I don't want to fight these randoms. Someone attack me. That's what I say. I want someone to attack me. Okay, this little village up here, I remember this. Kinda. I remember doing a quest for something else here. Might have just been a side quest, I'm not sure. I was definitely talking to somebody here. Oh, who's this? Let's see. Wolf of Easy Street, Fnaster Lyse. You've exercised utmost discernment, Goblet, West. Okay, sure. Sure. That's probably a reference to something I'm just too dumb to know. You can rest easy. We made it. This is Alagana. It feels strange coming home like this. I always imagined it would be... Oh, sorry. That's nothing to do with why we're here. We need recruits. Aye, we do. But just as I said back at the Reach, it's a little more complicated than just asking for volunteers these days. As you know, we're short-handed because many of our people were taken in by the Griffin's promises and went to the wall, never to return. It wasn't just them, though. Folks all over, including some of my former comrades, answered his call to arms. As for why he came to this particular village, it's rumored that Alagana lost a few youths as well. If there's truth to that, then there could be others sympathetic to the cause. Then again, after the Griffin's betrayal, they almost might be suspicious of outsiders claiming allegiance to the Resistance, and rightfully so. So with all that in mind, how are we supposed to convince them to join? I mean, I knew it wouldn't be as simple as giving a speech in the village square. Not if you didn't want a place to be burned to the ground, no. You might as well piss in the Viceroy's eye. We'll need to be a good deal more circumspect than that. You never know when an Imperial spy is listening. We must speak with the Elder first. I know for a fact that he can be trusted. Well, listen to what he has to say and decide what to do after. Sounds like a plan. Let's help. There's still some brave men and women here willing to fight. Do. Ragnfrid, the village elder, is over by the shore. No time like the present. Let's have a word. I don't remember who exactly I talked to when I was here. I feel like it was someone over there or something. Like over by that or something. Let's see. Angry Coral. Ragnfrid. Well, ironically, that's where Ragnfrid's at. Let's talk to old man Ragnfrid. It's another old guy. Alright. Don't know you, traveler. You a merchant? You'll not find much custom here. Greetings and well met, Elder. Sincerest apologies that I did not send word ahead of our arrival. Too long have I been away from Alagana, and I would know of your recent troubles. Ah, you can comrades of Mifrid. I see. Speak on, though I suspect I know your purpose. The Griffin came with many men, and left with many more. Such is the rumor. Is it true? He lit a fire under their hearts, and then dangled a dream before their tired eyes. And now you come to steal away what few remain. The Griffin was a traitor and a madman, and we had no part in his schemes. We have made an agreement with the Alliance. This time it will be different. This time. Hold comfort to the dead and the ones who left behind. How many more must we give before you have had your fill? But surely you hate the Empire as much as we do. They took our lands, our traditions, and even our god, and they demand a fifth of what little we've got left. I hate the bastards, with every fiber of my being. But hate's not enough, Mefford. I can't. We can't keep doing this. I'll not tell anyone you came, but you need to go, now. Leave us be and never return. Oof. You've got no right to speak to us like that. I've got a quarry that is producing barely enough to keep us fed, and that was before half our young men and women went off to die at your bloody haws. So yes, I've got every right to tell you to leave my village. No, you don't, because it's my village too. My home. What in the hells are you on about? Wait, I know those eyes. You're one of Curtis's girls. Lyse. Lyse Hext. I did not know that her last name was Hext. How about that? Or at least I forgot about it anyway. And I'm here. I'm here to take back my homeland. By Rauka, the last time I saw you, you were... I didn't even know if you were still alive, and I never thought you would come. I almost didn't, and my sister never will. Lots of others won't either, and that's why we've got to carry on the fight. You even sound like him. Ugh. As you say, I've got no right to tell you to leave. Alagana is much your home as it is mine. But I will say to you again, we can give no more. Yes, I heard you the first time. Let's go. Alright. This man is an angry cat, but he just looks like a buff dude. There's a person standing here. I didn't even notice because of the sandbags. Also because he doesn't have a nameplate, so there. That could have been handled better, but what's done is done. At least we've been granted permission to stay. I was hoping Ragnfrid might help us recruit some of his people, but that clearly isn't going to happen. If we're going to convince any of them to join, we'll need to first regain their trust. It's risky and it's hardly subtle, but I say we approach the villagers directly, see what problems they've got, and if we can do anything to help. You know, it just so happens I do a lot of that. Makes sense to me. Let's split up and ask around. Alright, let's go talk to peeps. How about a buff, shirtless man? A new face in Alagana. What would you ask of me then? Alright, hopefully we get that going. Part of the distraction. A stranger and a generous soul besides? Bollocks. There's not more suspicious than a good Samaritan. On the other hand, if you were an Imperial agent, I'd expect you to be about your business and more discretion. Bugger me, you really are here to help, aren't you? Very well, I'll take you up on your offer, stranger. My little brother's working the rocks by Grim and Enid. He's got something for me. Can you go get it? Yeah, sure. I go fetch your stuff. Right then. Frightened Coral is his name. Ask him for the leftovers. He'll have to understand. Wait, I saw Frightened Coral. Where did I see Frightened Coral at? It's like back down the road, I think. Alright. Back down the road. So, my initial impressions of this is, while I think part of it is I don't find the characters as annoying. And, like, I feel like there's a good reason to be here versus when you do Dawn Trail and I'm like, I don't care about anything we're doing or why. We are doing some kind of monotonous tasks, but I still feel like we're kind of setting up. I think the only real flaw in it so far is it's taking a long time to really, like, I'll put it this way. It's like trying to play chess and you're sitting there waiting for someone to set the chessboard up and they're just taking a really long time. You're like, look, I know you want to make sure it looks nice, but, like, could you just, like, I'd like to play the game sometime this century. And we haven't done anything yet, right? Really? Let's see where we're at. Oh, we're like way over there. Alright, so we're going to the back corner there. That's fine. So that's like really all I would really say as far as like a criticism so far. But it's not like the worst thing or ever or anything like that. Like I said, it helps that I like the characters more. And that, because like the reason I'm making this comparison, I think I mentioned this already, is that Dawn Trail is considered the worst one, but before it, Stormblood was the weakest one, right? But Stormblood wasn't like really bad, it was just the weakest one. Does that make any sense? It's like the slightly overcooked hot dog in the pack, you know? It's like, it's not bad, it just doesn't taste as good as it could, you know? Look at that thing. That thing looks impressive. Is that thing important? A Voxtine? Let's kill the Voxtine. I want to fight anyway. Let's fight this thing. I gotta practice my... Oh, that's ice. I don't remember all my stuff. Alright, so that gave me that. I don't know what I just did. I'm gonna keep doing stuff. I gotta, at some point, I'm gonna have to sit there and actually read what my stuff does. Wait, isn't there like a Huton or something? That's water. I think that's the one that gives me, I can do that and that. I can do the backstab thing. I think I just made him weak for a minute. Oh, I got stunned. I got stunned. Oh man, that was bad. I'm getting kind of punked here a little bit right now. Help me, Mjolnir. Help me. Help me. I'm not prepared for this kind of anarchy. He's doing so much more damage. Oh no, no, no. All right. I feel like a sissy for doing that, but I keep doing the wrong things. I want to do like lightning bolt, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to beat that guy. He is way stronger than I was expecting. Like I knew I'm 20 levels higher than him. It's gonna happen right now, isn't it? Okay, we gotta run. We gotta run. If we don't run, we're gonna die. And I don't want to die. I don't want to have to. I don't have the local Aetheryte set up. I will embarrass myself. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Oh my gosh, he's following me. It's okay. I'm like 20 million miles away. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I don't think he can follow. I don't think he'll follow me this far. Mjolnir, I can't say. Alright, Mjolnir teleported to me. And now we're like 20 million miles away. I am actually staggered that he did that much damage. I knew... Part of the problem, too, is I gotta look up my chakra stuff. That's what I get. Try to, like, rush ahead. And this is the thanks I get. I just try to destroy myself. I don't need the seals that bad. I just wasn't expecting him to do that much damage to me when I was 20 levels higher than him. He must be like a high-end one. Like an S rank or something like that. I don't know. Alright, frightened coral. Here for the leftovers, are you? Not like my brother to send someone in his stead, but so be it. If you're all... It's all in the sacks over yonder. They're bleeding heavy mines, so be careful when you pick them up. Oh, over here. Okay. Unconscionably heavy sacks. Oh, no. Yeah. Thankfully I'm swole. Not swole enough to kill the giant bird thing at level 90 as a ninja, but... You know, hey, whatever. That's fine. Yeah, no, that's embarrassing, but, you know... It is what it is. It is what it is. It's just like, you think, I'm 20 levels higher, there's no way I couldn't kill this guy. And then it's, spoiler, turns out that doesn't really matter. Also doesn't help when you're I can't remember any of your rotations or anything special. I was like, wait a minute, which one is this? I think it's blue and then red, and then I get lightning. And I can't remember... Is it red, blue, yellow for Huton? Then again, I think they changed Huton. Maybe Huton isn't the same thing anymore. Because, like, I don't know what this gauge in the top right with the kunai, or with the little kunai thing is. I don't know what gauge that is. I don't recognize that. That's new to me since the last time I played Ninja. So, yeah, I'm gonna have. There's gonna be a growing, some growing pains here for me, even though I've played a lot of Ninja. I wish I knew how much time I've actually played this class, but you know, whatever. Meanwhile, my cat's sitting at my desk, like, just looking for a way to get in trouble. Just an absolute looking for a way to get in trouble. Alright. Alright. Ah, new face? You have any leftovers? I do. Huh, well, I'll be. You actually went and brought the whole lot. Much obliged, much obliged. It's saltpeter for making fire sand, in case you're curious what it's all for. The rocks by the lakes got good bit deposits. Tain't hard for my brother to pass for any other plotting quarrymen, all the while sweeping bits and pieces off to the side to bundle up and sell it to the salters which trade for the resistance. It's a living and a way of fighting back besides. Our way of spitting in the Garlean's eye for putting out our father in an imperial uniform and shipping him off to some faraway province 15 years ago. Don't know if he's dead or alive even, though if he were alive, we'd not be long for this world if he caught fighting for the resistance. So this is the best we can do. That's the long and short of it. We do what we can, though we know it's not enough. I think you'll find that most folks here aren't much different. Everybody's got a reason, but in the end, the result is the same. I suppose I just wanted you to know is all. That we know why you're here, and that even if we can't join you, we wish we could. See, this is what I'm talking about. That little bit there, right? It makes it fleshes out the world in a way that I really feel like Dawn Trail fumbled super hard. Like, even that little bit, right? Like, I got more out of that dialogue than anything I got in Dawn Trail. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just better written, I guess. But with that, I think we'll cut it here. So, a good start for Shadow... Or, I'm gonna make that mistake a lot, Shadowbringers, for Stormblood. So, I'm looking forward to more. So, hope you'll meet me there, and till next time.